All the best things to eat inside Disney's Animal Kingdom piled into one DFB video. Oh yeah, to say we're excited about this one is an understatement. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog. If my voice sounds even perkier than usual, it's because I'm about to deep dive into the best food and drinks around Animal Kingdom, which is like one of my favorite video topics ever. Today I'm gonna make sure you got a hearty list of Animal Kingdom food options, which I'm just gonna say right now, Animal Kingdom is a surprise hit when it comes to food. A lot of people don't think it is, but it is. You got stuff for picky eaters, adventurous eaters, and those who wanna take a little step outside their comfort zone without venturing too far away from the familiar. Good morning, Animal Kingdom! If you're looking for a way to start off your morning in AK with some breakfast grub, here are the places we recommend making a pit stop. Now, breakfast is really hard in the parks because nobody's thinking about it, and then you're just starving all of a sudden, and it's like, wait, where do we go to get breakfast? Here we go. For a more substantial option, head to Tusker House. Tusker House is a sit-down character buffet where you can meet Safari Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Mickey during breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But breakfast is going to be your cheapest dining option of the bunch, putting you back $49 per adult instead of $64 per adult, which is what it'll cost you for lunch and dinner. Now, fun fact that you didn't ask for, but maybe you'll still be interested in knowing, characters weren't always at the Tusker House. In fact, Tusker House's predecessor, Donald's Safari Breakfast, originally started at Restaurantosaurus, but then Donald and the gang moved over to Tusker for breakfast. Then they started sticking around for lunch, and eventually they migrated to dinner too. And there they've stayed, which is good since Restaurantosaurus is heading for the grave. More on that later. During breakfast, you've got a lot of different options to choose from. Some more classic like tater tots, sausage, bacon, eggs, and the like, and some more adventurous like ham and cheese frittatas, babudi, which is an African quiche, fried plantains, and chicken curry. Buffet options rotate out regularly at Tusker House, but more often than not, you should be able to find Simba waffles on the line, which might taste like a Mickey waffle, but it's Simba, so it's totally different. Now, here's a DFB dining hack for you. If you make a breakfast reservation around 10:30 a.m., keep in mind that breakfast finishes service around 10:55 a.m. After that, the restaurant starts to switch over to lunch offerings. See where I'm going with this? If you play your cards and dining reservations right, you can potentially try Tusker House's breakfast and lunch offerings under one reservation time and still only have to pay that cheaper breakfast price point. I know, it's a sneaky hack. Now, for a heartier breakfast on the go, head to Kusafiri Coffee Shop and Bakery. Now, this thing has gone through a lot of changes since Animal Kingdom opened. Kusafiri's always served quick bites for breakfast with a selection of pastries along with more savory options too, and coffee. Of course, you gotta have the coffee. However, back in 2023, Kusafiri added the breakfast tachos onto their menu too, and we've never looked back after that. This is by far our favorite thing to grab in the morning from this location. The tachos are made with potato barrels, which are tater tots, scrambled eggs, nacho cheese sauce or plastic cheese for those of you who use DFB lingo out there, cheese curds, and crumbled bacon. So big question, how do these stack up against the breakfast tacho bowls over at Woody's Lunchbox and Hollywood Studios and some of the other counter service locations around the parks and the resorts? Well, would it be sinful to say we might prefer the Kusafiri ones? The main difference between the breakfast tacho options is that the ones in Toy Story Land come with gravy instead of two different kinds of cheese. Ergo, as the cheese fanatic that I am, I'm proudly Team Kusafiri, but if you're not as big into all things cheese, you'll probably prefer the Hollywood Studios ones a whole lot more. And for a lighter breakfast, head to Pongu Pongu. This is always a controversial breakfast option among the DFB squad when I bring it up, but I'm still a firm believer that the Pongo Lumpia from here is a solid, quick, and cheap breakfast choice if you're needing something speedy before hopping in line for some of those Pandora World of Avatar rides. The Pongo Lumpia is a pineapple cream cheese spring roll that costs under $4. Simple, easy, and in my opinion, super tasty. But if you're someone who doesn't think a dessert-based spring roll should be considered a breakfast option, or if you're like my scriptwriter Bria, who detests all things cream cheese, you're probably better off choosing a different breakfast item elsewhere. You may even want to hop next door to Satuli Canteen, which just recently brought back their breakfast menu. This won't necessarily be a light breakfast, but it'll be a quick service breakfast that keeps you inside the Pandora area. Menu options here include stuff like slow roasted pork shoulder potato hash, frittata and beef, cinnamon French toast, and tropical Pandoran forest fruits. Now, interestingly, we kind of like the frittata better than the French toast. I don't know what to tell you, but go with your heart. So this will not be the only time Nomad Lounge appears on today's list, nor will it be the last time you hear me talk about it, because I love Nomad Lounge. Someone make me a t-shirt that says that. Nomad is a popular bar over on Discovery Island that serves handcrafted cocktails as well as small plates featuring Asian and African and South American flavors coming straight from the Tiffin's kitchen next door. Some of my favorite things to munch on here are, of course, the Tiffin's bread service, which comes with lots of breads and 3 unique spreads: coconut curry sauce, guava sauce, and ginger pear chutney. The Bangkok chicken wings, which are crispy chicken wings glazed with a fish sauce caramel and topped off with peanuts and cilantro. Now, I know the fish sauce caramel sounds less like a bottoms-up option and more like I don't know about that, but I promise it works here. And the sauce is very similar to teriyaki glaze, so it's thick and sweet and works well with the crispy, crunchy outer textures. And of course, the churros, which come with 2 dipping sauces, a vanilla crema and whatever the seasonal dipping option is at the time. Sometimes it's a spicy strawberry, you never know. Whatever you get is bound to be good. The churros dips here haven't let us down yet. By the way, the churros are gluten-free. This is one of my favorite things to recommend for gluten-free eaters in Disney World. It is probably my favorite thing, honestly, and they are just the best churros I've ever had. Now, food for thought, Nomad Lounge does not take advanced dining reservations. It is a lounge, so you'll need to join the walk-up wait list on the day of your visit. I recommend doing that via the My Disney Experience app as soon as you can, as close to 10:30 a.m. as possible. Now, remember, you will need to be close to the lounge in order to join that walk-up wait list. You're not going to be able to do it from like your hotel. All right, I am recommending rice. Glorious, glorious rice, because Animal Kingdom does up rice good and plentiful and at a decent price point too. I'm going to start off with the newer rice option first, the rice bowls over at Harambe Market in Africa. You're going to find Harambe Market near the Wildlife Express train. This is an open-air quick service with 4 distinct serving stations, though you can order every food item available from any of the stations, with the exception of the Wanjoey refreshment station that serves only beverages. Here, you'll be able to find some hearty chicken, shrimp, or chicken and shrimp rice bowls, which are loaded with jollof rice, kachumbari tomato salad, and tzatziki sauce. These bowls will give you large and filling portions of food while keeping the price tag around $13 to $16. One of the most popular rice bowls that you can get inside Animal Kingdom are the customizable ones available at Satu'li Canteen. Yep, talking about Satu'li again. Get used to it. We love this place. Okay, so Satu'li doesn't just offer up rice bowls. Here, let me show you. Let's build a bowl together, like a choose your own adventure. When you go to mobile order a bowl on the My Disney Experience app, first you'll need to choose your protein, ranging from chili garlic shrimp to smoked chimichurri braised beef, wood grilled chicken, or a chicken beef combo. Once you do that, now you'll need to select your base, with rice and beans being one of your base options, though you can also instead choose a hearty salad, noodles, red and sweet potato hash, or no base at all. And then you can select your sauce and further customize your selection to have boba balls, veggie slaw, and sauce either taken off the bowl or placed on the side. These bowls are super filling and honestly easy to split with someone else in your group if you don't want to get too filled up before your next meal, or if you want to go for some desserts too. You can also choose to order a smaller customizable chicken bowl off the kids menu for a cheaper price and an included drink. An adult chicken bowl entree with no drink included will put you back $13, while the kids portion with drink and sides will just cost you $9. And yes, grown-ups, you're totally allowed to order kids portions when you're at counter service restaurants. Not so much at table service, but yes, at counter service. Now, I can't finish up a point all about Animal Kingdom rice without giving a shout out to the side portion of chicken fried rice found on the Yak and Yeti local food cafes menu. At first glance, an $8 side might seem pretty steep, but for that $8 price point, you're going to get a whole giant container filled with hot and steamy chicken fried rice. And yes, this side portion is definitely enough to feed you without having to order an entree on top of it. I just sort of tuck my rice into my bag and just keep eating rice all day. Okay, we're gonna do French fries next. I understand they're not anything like super interesting, but here they're really good and I want to tell you about them. So there are 3 different fry options that I need to tell you about that exist in Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom alone. The first is brand new. The second is a classic. And the third is one that if I could only choose one thing to eat in all of Animal Kingdom, I'd probably choose this. But first, the newbie of the group over at both Flame Tree Barbecue in Discovery Island and Restaurantosaurus in DinoLand USA, you can pick up amazing Magic Munch fries. Yep, that's what they're literally called. which are topped with sweet corn, chipotle mayonnaise, chili lime spice, cotija cheese, and popcorn. Apparently, fries and popcorn are the perfect pairing. Who would have thunk it? On top of the fries and popcorn, both being served fresh and crunchy, the chipotle mayo and the chili lime spiced cotija add a fair bit of spice to this snack. However, the sweet corn and lime help balance that out. Regardless, if you're completely heat averse, then you might want to skip this one, or at least try a fry and have someone on standby in your group who you can pass the basket off to if you end up not wanting to finish the whole thing. Moving on to the classics next, we're going to head on over to Mr. Kamal's snack kiosk. Now, Mr. Kamal's fries have gone through quite a life cycle, but we're still going to talk about them because we have to give them props for kind of what they used to be, and they're still good to get now. Not as good as they used to be, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So Mr. Kamal's is located in the Asia section of the park, right around the corner from the Feathered Friends in Flight show. And its main specialty is that Cajun-style Mr. Kamal's seasoned fries served to the side of sriracha mayo dipping sauce. Note though, dipping sauces are liable to change here, so it might not be sriracha mayo the next time you go. That's just the dipping sauce we've seen most recently. This place used to have a bunch of different dipping sauces, and that's what made these fries awesome. Now we're down to just one, but at least it's a good one. Now, despite these fries not being loaded with anything other than spices, you're still going to receive a hefty portion per serving, making them easy to share among your group. These fries come out crispy on the outside, but fluffy and pillowy on the inside. Expect to pay over $6 per basket. Finally, this is the part of the Animal Kingdom food video where I get to tell you about my birthday fries. We're back at Flame Tree Barbecue for this one because Flame Tree is a haven for all you loaded fry fans out there, so that we can pick up the French fries with pulled pork and plastic cheese. Sorry to disappoint, but these aren't actually called birthday fries. I just call them that because I love ordering them on my birthday whenever I'm in Disney World. It's a tradition and I'm not planning on stopping now. So these fries might be labeled as a side dish, but you could easily make them into a full meal considering how much they load up on the pork here. The barbecue sauce on the pork adds a smoky and slightly sweet flavor that breaks up the cheese, and just to make things even better, the pork is also smoked perfectly to make it nice and tender. Lots of flavor going on here. Now do me a favor, if it's your birthday in Animal Kingdom, please order yourself a basket of birthday fries. I am totally cool with us bonding over the same birthday fries. By the way, if you're on the hunt for A, our favorite snacks around Disney World, and B, detailed snack maps of where you can find said snacks, we've actually got a free guide that we can give you that has our top 10 favorite snack picks in each park, as well as snack maps to help you track them down once you arrive on site. You know I love saying snack maps. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now, or if you're watching this from your phone, head over to disneyfoodblog.com/bestsnacks after this, and we'll send it straight to your email. Why, yes, I am dedicating an entire point to Flame Tree Barbecue's baked mac and cheese because that's very on brand for me. For $13, you can get a hearty portion of cheesy noodle goodness loaded with smoked pulled pork, crispy onions, and coleslaw. That mix of creamy coleslaw along with a super cheesy macaroni plus a generous portion of barbecue sauce and smoky pulled pork is divine. But what really sets this baked mac apart from other Disney baked mac are those onion crispies that give it all a nice crunch. Really, I kind of wish this dish was the other way around and that my mac and cheese was on top of a whole lot of like onion crispies, just so I could get more onion crunchiness added to this dish. That being said, still a fan from its hearty portion, affordable price point, and beautiful complement of savory flavors. All right, we've been hitting it hard on the savory Animal Kingdom stuff so far, so let's sweeten things up a little bit. Back in 2023, Tamu Tamu Refreshments over in the Africa section of the park introduced us to one of our favorite Disney pineapple treats ever, the Pineapple Crisp Sundae. This sundae is made with pineapple crisp cake, vanilla ice cream, pineapple caramel, and a crispy streusel topping. It's a lot like the pineapple upside down cake that you can get from Magic Kingdom's Aloha Isle, just with the addition of caramel and crispy pearls and just that crispy element. In fact, you can get the sundae to be even more like Aloha Isle's upside down cake by substituting the vanilla ice cream for pineapple Dole Whip instead, making it a lot more fruity and tropical tasting. If you're in the Africa area, Zuri's Sweets Shop is a great place to swing by for a little afternoon sugar rush. This is basically the confectionery in Animal Kingdom. May not be as massive as Magic Kingdom's Main Street confectionery, but it's still worth paying a visit here to try a classic Disney treat with an Animal Kingdom twist. Be on the lookout for fun fun choices like elephant and monkey caramel apples, hippo marshmallow wands, cotton top tamarind cake pops, and tiger frosted cookies, just to name a few. Okay, now we can leave Africa and hit up the Asia sweet stuff next. Listen, I know, you can get Yak and Yeti local food cafes, mini mango pies, probably in your grocery store's freezer section. Depends on the grocery store. But there's just something about grabbing a mini mango pie from this place that always hits the spot for me. It's petite, it's fruity, it's refreshing without being melty. It's got that incredible melt in your mouth graham cracker crust. I love it. By the way, that's the only time that it's permitted to be melty, when it melts in your mouth. And since we're still in the Asia area, let me turn your attention to the really intricate and impressively artistic Anandapur ice cream truck. This place isn't just a fun photo op. It's a great choice if you're on the hunt for soft serve or an ice cream float. The Yeti Sundae in particular is something your kids will get a kick out of. It's made with chocolate soft serve topped with vanilla soft serve, blue cake crumbs, sugar, sweet snowflakes, and a chocolate Yeti candy piece. Is it the most unique ice cream treat of all time? Not really, but it's still good and reliable, and it might be a nice reward after your kiddo braved riding Expedition Everest, because going face to face with Betty the Yeti definitely calls for a celebratory Sunday afterwards. Okay, so usually when people bring up drinking around the world, that's at Epcot. They're going to be referring to Epcot's World Showcase, but you can totally make your drink rounds in Animal Kingdom too, through Africa, Asia, and the otherworldly Pandora. So here's a list of fun drinks we highly recommend trying during your next Animal Kingdom visit, whether you want one that's spiked or you want one that's more family friendly. For alcoholic options, anything from Nomad Lounge's menu is going to serve your purpose. The drinks here continue to impress time and time again, and the impressive views across the Discovery River definitely help improve the flavor too, I am sure of it. But here's the really awesome thing about this lounge. For every alcoholic cocktail served here, you're likely to find a non-alcoholic and much cheaper counterpart. For example, if you think the Night Monkey looks good since it features flavors like guava puree, coffee simple syrup, and lime juice with a hint of cilantro, that's okay if that's your thing. And if you want it non-alcoholic, you can order the Happy Macaque to get the same thing without the rum. If you think Jen's Tattoo sounds up your alley since it's made with watermelon, hibiscus, and lime juice, you can instead order the Hibiscus Henna to replace the vodka with soda water. Even if you're not seeing a mocktail equivalent of a certain cocktail on the Nomad Lounge menu, again, these are all handcrafted cocktails. It never hurts to ask your server or bartender and see if they can make you the same thing minus the alcohol, because more than likely, they can. These folks are masters. That's one of the great things about handcrafted cocktails versus the pre-mixed ones. Bartenders know what they're doing, and they usually are able to adjust the recipes so they'll still get you a great drink that's worth the money that you're gonna love. Now, over at the Dawa Bar inside Africa's Harambe village, you're gonna find a boozy haven with a small list of specialty cocktails, as well as a selection of domestic and imported beers and wines too. This is one of my favorite places to just sit and relax and people watch. I have some great memories of coming in here, especially when it's cold and rainy out in Animal Kingdom, and you just come in, you get like a spiked hot chocolate, and you just chill out for a little while. Or warm up, I guess you could say. Anyway, we're particularly fond of the Ngumu Jungle Juice here. It's basically the spiked version of Disney's classic Pog drink. That's passion fruit, orange, and guava juices. In addition to the Pog, the Jungle Juice is boozed up with vodka and peach schnapps. Now, here's a drink location that maybe you've never heard of around the Animal Kingdom scene before. The Thirsty River Bar is across the way from Expedition Everest and serves a few drinks and snacks in grab-and-go fashion. In the past, our go-to option here has been the Kumba Ice Fall specialty cocktail made with guava rum and blended with coconut and raspberry puree. We'll be talking more about DinoLand snacks a little later on, but let's give a quick shout out to Restaurantosaurus Lounge, because the vibes here are kitschy and cool and the drinks are swell. The menu might not be huge here, but the personality of the place is. You can find this lounge in the back of the Restaurantosaurus quick service. And sometimes there's a paleontology student there who will actually serenade you. The specialty cocktails here are just as kitschy as the lounge atmosphere itself, with options like the Tequilasaurus made with tart margarita tequila, Bull's creme de cassis, and lime juice and sweet and sour. The Primordial Booze made with flavored lemonade, blueberry vodka, blue curacao, and pomegranate juice. And the secret menu option, the Tequilasaurus made with bourbon whiskey and blue curacao, triple sec, lemon juice, and lemonade. There are also mocktail options on this list too, like the Raptor Refresher made with cranberry juice, orange juice, and strawberry puree. And the Paleontology Punch made with lemonade, cranberry juice, apple juice, pomegranate, lime juice, and Sprite. And if you're over at Yak and Yeti local food cafes for some of that tasty chicken fried rice, you might as well pay a visit to its neighboring quality beverage stand too, where you can pick up the famous Yak Attack specialty drink made with mango daiquiri, rum, and wild berry flavors. This has always been one of my favorites, even since before I started Disney Food Blog. For non-alcoholic options, let's start off with one of Pandora's staple drinks, the Night Blossom from Pongu Pongu. Now, this is a very vibrant pinkish purple and green layered drink made with apple and desert pear limeade, and then topped off with fruity bursting boba balls. You can also get the Night Blossom spiked with rum, turning it into a rum blossom, just as long as you're 21 and over, of course. If you want a classic Starbucks drink, but you also want to support a good cause in the process, you might want to pick up a flat white coffee from Creature Comforts in Discovery Island. According to the Disney website, a portion of all flat white coffee sales from Creature Comforts goes toward the Disney Conservation Fund's efforts to protect cotton-top tamarins. But why flat whites? Because the creamy white dollop that tops the coffee is kind of like the fuzzy white fur that tops the tamarin's head.
Hi, Bria the scriptwriter here. I can't let AJ move on to her next point until I share my love and devotion to all things Royal Anandapur Tea Company over in the Asia section of this park. This is a Joffrey's ran kiosk that serves all of the classic Joffrey's drinks, including additional unique teas from around the world. Each specialty tea can be served hot or iced, sweetened or unsweetened, and comes in flavors like masala cha, Moroccan mint, chamomile lemon, or my personal favorite, the green blackberry jasmine. Also, side note, you can pick up many of the same tea flavors served here at Joffrey's flagship location over in Disney Springs too.
So one of the main reasons I wanted to create our DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining over at dfbstore.com was not just because I can't stop gabbing about Disney World food, though that is a big part of it. I also wanted to make sure families knew that there were ways to successfully keep a stricter budget around Disney World and still have the opportunity to eat a lot of really awesome food in the process. That goes for eating at Disney's table service restaurants too, and Yak and Yeti's menu in the Asia section is a great example of how you can eat well at a sit-down location and still eat relatively cheap. Yak and Yeti's menu is filled with a la carte Asian fusion cuisine like noodle bowls and wok and grilled meats and small plates. But if you want to eat something that's slightly more substantial that you can split with another person in your group, check out the Yak and Yeti Shareables menu. Each Shareables option is meant to serve 2 guests and are priced at around $17 to $22 each. So if you break that down, that's basically $8.50 to $11 per person. We're talking counter service food prices here, friends. But are these Shareables really going to be hearty enough to fill up 2 people? Well, for the most part, yeah. The Bang Bang Calamari, for instance, is quite large and has a nice low heat to it. I love their Bang Bang sauce here, but you might still want an extra small plate to go along with it, like a bowl of wonton soup or something if you're splitting it with another person. The ahi tuna nachos, on the other hand, are massive. They're going to give you all the best parts of sushi, salad, and egg rolls wrapped up into one major super-powered plate for $22. If you're looking for more ways to save money, no matter where you eat around Disney World, be sure to check out the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining whenever you get the chance. We spend so much time and effort creating this guide. We update it a few times a year, so it's always going to be up to date for you whenever you're going to Disney World. And it really has been a passion project of mine and our teams for the past 15 years, so definitely check it out if you can. 100% money back guarantee, by the way. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Just let us know. We'll get you your money back, and you still get to keep the guide. Don't forget to type in code YouTube for an extra discount on your purchase. Now, I know we've been talking about a lot of meat-based dishes today, so let's let some of the plant-based dishes do some of the talking. Animal Kingdom has a lot of noteworthy plant-based snacks and entrees that are perfect for anyone who prefers those meatless alternatives. For example, the colossal pretzel served at Pongu Pongu is massive and has a soft, chewy, almost melt-in-your-mouth texture that we tend to prefer over the classic Mickey-shaped pretzels. Just make sure you omit the cheese sauce, ouch, to keep things vegan friendly. Thanks to Satuli Canteen's customizable bowls, you can make your bowl completely plant-based if you so desire. You can even replace your protein with a chili spice crispy fried tofu topping, which adds a nice crunchy low heat factor to your dish. Of course, Dole Whip is always a great plant-based treat, which you can pick up over at Tamu Tamu Refreshments or on its own or as a float. If there are any extra ingredients added to the specific Dole Whip you're ordering, just double check to make sure it's still vegan friendly. And over at Yak and Yeti restaurant, talk to your server about dishes that can be modified and made vegan friendly. Some menu items can be made with tofu, like the vegetable lo mein, seared miso salmon, the lettuce cups, or the sweet and sour chicken. Okay, I'm not trying to make this point sound sad, but excuse me if a twinge of melancholy comes seeping through my words anyways. DinoLand USA is on its way to extinction as we speak. Earlier this year, a section of DinoLand closed, which shuttered the doors to Triceratops Spin, Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures, and Fossil Fun Games, and the giant Cementosaurus, who was always so jolly and happy, now is just a bunch of little cement chips. It is very sad, I'm not gonna lie. While the remainder of DinoLand remains open for now, including its various snack locations and quick service restaurant, hooray! DinoLand's days are still numbered, since Disney will be using this area to create their brand new Pueblo Esperanza section, which is slated to open in 2027 and bring us all kinds of cool stuff like Encanto rides and Indiana Jones. So if you want to grab some classic DFB DinoLand recommendations just to knock them off your bucket list before DinoLand kicks the bucket, here are the top snacks we recommend you prioritize before they're gone for good. DinoLand snack numero uno, the ice cream cookie sandwich. This treat is pretty simple, just ice cream sandwich between two freshly baked cookies, but somehow it's so much more than the sum of its parts. You know, I've been doing this blog for a very, very long time, for 15 plus years. And back in the day, you used to be able to get these ice cream sandwiches in every single park. Throughout the years, they've come and gone from all of the different parks, and we're now down to just Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. Can't get them in Epcot anymore. Who remembers Fountain View Cafe? Raise the roof. But once Dino Bite Snacks closes, are we not going to be able to get this ice cream sandwich in Animal Kingdom anymore? I don't know. These are things that, I lay awake at night thinking about. Anyway, there's a standard chocolate chip vanilla ice cream option here at Dino Bites, and there's a dig ice cream sandwich option that uses sugar cookies instead of chocolate chip ones, as well as decorative dino and bone candy pieces too. And in the past, we've also seen seasonal ice cream cookie sandwich flavors, but those might be less prevalent the closer this kiosk gets to closing. DinoLand snack number 2, the buffalo chicken chips. Now, these chips and I go way back. This packed out nacho dish is loaded up with house-made chips served with buffalo chicken and blue cheese dressing, all topped off with tomato and celery relish. These are really, really good. They hit the spot. They're super unique. You're not going to get anything like this anywhere else in this park or any other park. And it's just one of those, if you know kind of snacks. Now, I know not everyone's going to miss these chips as much as we will, but if you're a big fan of buffalo wings dipped in blue cheese dressing during a night of watching the Buffalo Bills play at your local Applebee's, then I know you're going to understand where my heart is coming from. It's not goodbye yet, my chicken chip friends. It's not goodbye yet. Oh, by the way, Trilo Bites did add some new Dole Whip float options to their menu just recently. I don't know how long they're going to be sticking around for, but if you think a wild berry and Dole Whip orange float sounds pretty stinking good, which I can corroborate it does, you'll want to try the Rafiki float. And if you think a Dole Whip lime and coconut float sounds even better, order Zazu's float instead. Now, if you've made it this far in today's video, that means you are not messing around. You are extremely dedicated to searching out the best things to eat in Animal Kingdom. Thank you. This is why we're friends. That's why I know I can trust you to find these snack kiosks instead of walking right past them without realizing that they are actually your key to unlocking some of the best underrated snacks in the entire park. Kiosk number 1, 8 Spoon Cafe. You're going to find 8 Spoon on Discovery Island just before you reach the bridge that leads into Asia. This spot has some truly unique snacks like the baked mac and cheese, which you can get as is or loaded with a meat like pulled pork or beef barbacoa. Kiosk number 2, Smiling Crocodile. So this Discovery Island kiosk isn't always open, but when it is, you're going to be able to grab yourself an order of street tacos here, both chicken and plant-based. You can also grab an order of barbacoa nachos, which are tricolor chips topped with barbacoa beef. Animal Kingdom really likes their barbacoa, y'all. Queso, lime crema, and pico de gallo. The barbacoa on these nachos is tender and savory, and there's a whole lot of it. And then as far as the queso is concerned, that stuff is creamy and thick and reminds us of the queso you can order at Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe over in Magic Kingdom. It's the queso blanco. It's a white queso. Very well could be the same queso, but when it comes to which nachos I prefer, Pecos Bill gets left in the dust and Smiling Crocodile takes home the gold. Kiosk number 3, the Harambe Fruit Market. Now, for the most part, Harambe Fruit Market is like the other Disney World fruit markets that'll provide you with the types of snacks that you can easily find back at your local grocery store. Bags of chips, Baby Bell cheese, Cuties mandarin oranges. But the reason this little market stands out above the rest is for its grilled corn on the cob that you can order with or without African spices. Warning, this corn isn't as good as it once was. Before, cast members would grill the corn on site. Now the Harambe Fruit Market grill has been removed and the corn is prepped off-site, brought in, and kept in a warming bag before being handed out. Still tastes fine, and it's a nice snack alternative if you're getting tired of the fried stuff, but we do miss how it used to be prepared right when you ordered it. Now, if you're like me and you never want to stop talking about all the things in Animal Kingdom, especially all the things Animal Kingdom dining, you can keep the adventures going by checking out our Ranking Every Animal Kingdom restaurant video next. And don't forget to pick up our free Disney World Best Snacks Guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/best snacks. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.